Hi there, I'm Suzette Kroll, registered dietitian. I'm your personal nutrition guide. This month we're going to be focusing on fat, added fats in particular. Now you've already taken a number of steps to reduce fat in your diet. You're already choosing lean protein and low-fat dairy products. You've been avoiding fried foods, and you've been opting for fruit in place of desserts, high-fat desserts like ice cream and cookies and pastries when you want something sweet. And you've been limiting your portions of nuts, seeds, and nut butters. We're going to take it a step further and focus on limiting added fats. I'm talking about butter, lard, margarine, oil, mayonnaise, sour cream, salad dressing, avocados, guacamole, cream cheese, and even heavy cream. These foods are concentrated sources of calories. That means very small portions deliver a lot of calories. You can see from this slide that fat has twice the calories as carbohydrate and protein. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories in a gram, and the protein and the carbohydrate have 4 calories each gram. So cutting fat grams is the fastest way to cut calories, and too many calories are what make us gain weight. So your nutrition goal this month is to limit these added fats to no more than 1 tablespoon per day. Now you've probably heard that some fats are good for you, like olive oil. So is it true or false that eating good fats instead of bad fats can help you lose weight? Unfortunately, this is false. Any kind of fat, whether it's heart healthy or not, is still a concentrated source of calories. So you don't have free rein to use olive oil liberally just because it's a healthy fat. Which do you think has more calories, oil or butter? Well, here we can see them side by side. We're looking at olive oil, canola oil, and butter, each in a 1 tablespoon portion. And you can see they're all pretty close. There's about a 20-ish calorie difference there. The butter is even lower calorie than the oil, as you can see. But for all intents and purposes, they're pretty much the same for a tablespoon. The difference between these has to do with the kind of fat. The saturated fat is always touted as being the so-called bad fat that clogs your arteries. You can see here that butter has more than 3 times, and plus more than 3 times, the saturated fat than the oils. So that's why butter is always touted as being less healthy. The jury is still out on saturated fat, but I will tell you this, if you really are reducing added fats to only a tablespoon per day, it actually wouldn't matter. Is dietary fat the same thing as body fat? No, it's not. The only time we gain body fat is when we eat too many calories. As we just learned, dietary fat is a concentrated source of calories. So it's only when we eat too much fat or too many high-fat foods and too often do we wind up gaining body fat. So let's talk about how we're going to limit these added fats in cooking, either your own cooking or eating out in restaurants, and once you're at the table. Learn to cook with less fat. You can take a perfectly healthy chicken breast and then deep fry it, and now it's not a perfectly healthy chicken breast anymore, nor a good source of protein. Once you deep fry the chicken, it's loaded with calories. So learn to use cooking methods that don't require added fat, added oil, like roasting, steaming, grilling, barbecuing, broiling, and poaching. Whether you're cooking at home or whether you're eating out, these are the low-fat cooking methods. And of course, avoid frying, either pan frying or deep frying. Both of these require added oil. When you're eating out, it's sometimes hard to know how much fat's in your food, but the menu descriptions are a dead giveaway. When you see any of these terms, you can bet that the food has a lot of added fat. So try to avoid foods that are described as breaded, fried, batter dipped, tempura, crispy, sauteed, cooked with butter or cream, au gratin, Alfredo, scampi, or covered with cheese sauce or with gravy. Now, once you get to the table, you have another opportunity to reduce these added fats. And I'm talking here about butter, mayonnaise, cream cheese, sour cream, and salad dressing. Get really good at what I call the rules of R. You can lower fat intake by reducing, removing, or replacing any kind of added fat. So here's what that looks like. Let's take salad dressing. Let's say you're eating out in a restaurant. You should be thinking in your head, how can I reduce the salad dressing, remove it, or replace it? So first off, you might order the salad dressing on the side, and then you can control how much you put on the salad, thereby reducing how much you use. Or you could remove it completely, just say, I want salad, no dressing. Or if that doesn't cut it, then you could replace the salad dressing with something else that's lower in calories, like salsa or balsamic vinegar, or simply a squeeze of lemon juice or lime juice. And how about the mayonnaise that you might use in tuna? You should be asking yourself, how can I reduce it, remove it, or replace it? So can you reduce how much mayonnaise you use? Could you just simply use less? Could you remove it completely and have dry tuna? And if that doesn't sound appetizing, can you replace the mayonnaise with something else that's lower fat and calories, like plain Greek yogurt or cottage cheese? And how about butter you might add to vegetables? You should be thinking, how can I reduce it, remove it, or replace it? So can I simply just use less butter than I usually do? Could I remove it completely and just enjoy the taste of the vegetables without the butter? Or could I replace the butter with something else, like maybe a squeeze of lemon juice? You get the idea. Keep the rules of R in mind and get really good at using them. Now, nutritionally speaking, there is a little bit of difference between oils in terms of health, not calories. So the best oil for cooking is really olive oil. If you're going to add oil after cooking so that you're not heating the oil, the best oils are extra virgin olive oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil, walnut oil, safflower oil, sesame oil, or peanut oil. It's best to completely avoid partially hydrogenated oils. These are usually found in packaged foods, which you've been working to avoid or limit over the past months. It's best also to avoid lard, margarine, soybean oil, and corn oil. So once again, we're working this month really hard to reduce added fats like butter, lard, margarine, oil, mayonnaise, sour cream, salad dressing, avocados and guacamole, cream cheese, and heavy cream. So learn to cook with less fat and or use the low-fat cooking methods. Avoid ordering food that's loaded with fat when you're in a restaurant. Understand the menu descriptions. Add less fat once you're at the table, and get really good by those rules of R and start to live by them. So this month, limit those added fats to no more than 1 tablespoon per day. I get it's a very lofty goal, but work toward it. At the same time, continue to eat as many vegetables as you can, and eat more fruit, eat less sugar and artificial sweeteners, choose small amounts of the good carbohydrates, and continue eating lean protein most meals. Remember, each month is building upon the next month, and slowly but surely, we've been developing a whole new set of healthy eating habits. If you need help with this month's goal, please schedule an appointment in the office to see me. I'm Suzette Kroll, registered dietitian. I'm your personal nutrition guide. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.